This right here is a memory of the night my man's hit me with a motherfucking bottle. A motherfucking bitch. I know that's my baby. That's my nigga, man. Shout out to my nigga Risco. Well, we that was a good ass day too. That was a good ass day and a good night. After that shit, I still had a good time. But we was all on the block. This was 2017. Yep, 2017. When he that long ago, about 5 6 years ago. But we was on the block getting it in. I was getting folded too, dog. Knew I was wrong, man. I drunk when I first pulled up out there. I killed a pint of Crown World to the head. Bam! I was up at the court shooting basketball shots and shit. Yeah, drinking Crown World with the young. Well, I was drinking by myself, but I was shooting basketball shots with the young niggas up at the Pingree Park. And I had left. I remember I had left. I had middleman to sell for an ounce of loud and shit real quick to some people I know needed some loud. I had grabbed the ounce off the block and when it sold that bitch, I came back. Now my nigga Risco with me. Me and him, we get another pint. Bam. We kill that together. We go back to the stove, get another pint, kill that together. Bam. Then go back, get another one of them bitches. I was full of Crown Royal out there. So while we out there, the police whip up. It's me, Risco, my nigga Lil Carlton, Keon, and Disco Dave, and and my nigga Bear, my nigga Pooh Bear. And we out there and the police whip up on us, woo, fucking with us and shit. There's only three cops. They hop out. They ain't fucking with me. I was sitting up. I was sitting on the bench. They was fucking with Carlton and them because them niggas hot as hell. They the young niggas hotter than a motherfucker. And they hopped out. They going all in Carlton pockets and shit, fucking with him. And I'm full of that motherfucking oil. So I get mad. I'm like, man, these old punk ass cops. I'm looking at the cops. These some young niggas, man. They out there, they going in real savages' pockets. You know what I mean? Just cause you got on that badge and shit, bitch. Y'all think y'all about to pull up on our turf and go in our man's pockets and shit like that? We supposed to obey them and shit. I still feel like that. If I was on oil or if I not was on oil, I would have talked crazy to him. Cause that's just how I be getting. And that's how we get. That's why I don't hang around like that, man. Cause I've been like that, dog. I turn up on they motherfucking ass. So they going in them niggas' pockets, and I just hop up off that oil like, bitch. I'm like, man, let's beat their ass, dog. I told my niggas, man, let's wreck these hoe ass cops. I'm like, nigga, it's 6-3. I'm like, nigga, we'll beat the fuck out y'all out this bitch. So the cop, like, what? The little black nigga, man. I remember the short nigga. He like, nigga, what you say? I'm like, bitch, you heard what I said, nigga. I'll beat your bitch ass. And I stepped out to the street on the nigga, like, what's up? With my dukes up. Like, I'll fire your whole ass up. And the cop, that you could tell he was scared. That nigga got scared because he ain't seen nobody turn up like that. And the big white boy, he was scared too. His bitch ass. They get on the motherfucking horn on the boop and call in backup and shit on us. You know what I mean? And I get in I get in the little nigga face. I get to talking shit. I'm like, nigga, you with these punk ass white boys trying to show out on us. I'm like, nigga, we your people. I'm like, nigga, we the same people. You know what I mean? You black like us, bitch, and up here trying to show off for these white boys going in niggas' pockets. I was on their ass so tough, they stopped flicking my niggas. They was scared. And my nigga Disco Dad grabbed me like, come on, fight, man. Damn. He grabbed me because we finna, I'm finna find, he can see it. I'm about to found this whole ass cop. Disco Day, he wrapped his arms around me with two arms and started pulling me to the stove. Like, come on, let's go to the stove and shit. See, even though I was blown, I still can remember. That's why niggas be lying, talking about they be drunk, don't remember what happened. Nigga, you can remember when you be drunk. Niggas be knowing what they was doing. Cause I was drunk as fuck. That nigga grabbed me, dog, and we walked. He pulling me to the store, and I just started walking with him. The cops stood there. All six of us walked to the store. Them bitches was scared, nigga. We could have wrecked they whole ass before the squad came. So we go up in a Pingree store, and people at the door looking like dog. It's the cops. They coming up to this bitch. A whole bunch of cars. So me and Carlton, we sneak out the store. I'm like, I'm out of here, dog. I'm like, fuck that shit. And me and Carlton sneak out the store with a whole bunch of ladies and walk around on Philadelphia and shit. The police ain't even see me when I dipped. We was in like in the middle of the circle of my homegirls and them. And we walked around on Philly, but my other niggas stayed in the store. They was scared. That's how I called them some hoes. Like, man, y'all some hoes, nigga. Y'all in this bitch scared. Nigga, come on, let's get up out of here. They ain't moved. They ain't go nowhere. So we left, and I snuck around the corner on Philadelphia, and I tried to get my homegirls to go get my motherfucking van. I gave the bitch my key, go get my van. They like, hell no, we ain't going around there. Hey, you bitches, y'all violated for that shit too, bitch. If I tell y'all to go get my shit, you should have went and got my shit, bitch. Y'all know who y'all is. But they ain't go get my motherfucking van and shit. So I was sitting around there on Philly. I see the hook, they riding up and down Philly looking for me and shit. I had ran on my home, one of my other homegirls' old porch. She don't live there no more, but it was covered by bushes. I sat on her porch just watching the hook. They was really looking for me, dog. I'm like, damn. I sat on that porch damn near an hour waiting on the lead, which I should have took my dumb drunk ass home and just left my van around there. Nobody gonna touch my shit. But I after I seen the coast was clear, I walked through the field back to Pingree and shit to go get my van. My nigga still sitting out there on the bench. And I come back around there, I sit on the bench and we talk about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, man, fuck the whole ass hook. And I start going off on my niggas, like, and y'all some bitches. I'm like, nigga, y'all some hoe ass niggas, man. I'm like, nigga, when I said let's beat they ass, nigga, y'all should have started beating they ass, nigga. Y'all was acting like some hoes, cause it's the police, it's such and such, such and such. And my man's Risco out of everybody, he was blowed too. That's why he said if he wasn't blow, he wouldn't have said that shit. He like, man, fuck that flight, man. You a hoe, cause you left us at the store when all them motherfucking police came. He's like, you started all that shit. He was bad as hell. You started all that shit. And the goddamn all the police, man, you almost got us fucked up. And I'm like, nigga, who the fuck you talking to? And I done hopped up, I done got in this nigga face, and I done grabbed him by his motherfucking shirt. You know what I mean? And I manhandled him. He pushed me back up off of him. Like, man. So now it's getting serious. Me, him, his brother, my nigga Wing. Shout out to my nigga Wing, baby. Nah, I done turned up now on these niggas, calling them bitches. I done got Wing face. Bitch ass nigga, we ain't got nothing to do with it. He just trying to break us up. We been boys all our life. Like I ain't just meet these niggas. We went to elementary school and everything. I'm getting a wing face, nigga, bitch ass nigga. I beat y'all niggas ass and shit. Bitch, I'm blow. Cause I ain't gonna lie, if they wasn't my mans, I wouldn't have been doing that motherfucking talking. I would have been beating their ass. But man, these some niggas I've been knowing all my goddamn life. You know what I mean? Plus my nigga Risco, that's like my little brother, man. I love that little nigga. That's why I was sparing him out there, cause I would have just got to swinging. But I'm like, nigga, I was just talking shit, and they was, Risco, he was trying to be tough, but every time I get in his face, he was kind of being scared. You know what I mean? But he was, he wasn't backing down like no bitch, cause ain't no bitches on Linwood. But the niggas respect me, you know what I mean, for my street credit and all the shit I done did, you know what I mean? So ain't no I really ain't no nigga to play with. But I really was fucking with them niggas, just talking shit, man. But I was on 10. That goddamn Crown World had us all on 10. So them niggas like, all right then, dog. They done went, died and scared the niggas so tough. Them niggas that went in the house, grabbed a pistol. They like, Flight, big ass boy, this nigga. We gonna have to get this nigga up off of us. I went off on them when they was going, yeah, go get your pistol, bitch ass nigga. I'm gonna be right here. I sat down on the bench. It's just me, Disco, Keon, and Bear, my nigga Pooh Bear, cause my nigga Carlton left when we went on Philly. He ain't come back. So shit, I'm sitting there. I waiting. These niggas come out the house about like 10 minutes later. Like they even gave me a chance to leave. I should have just left. So they come out the house about 10 minutes later. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting on the bench, and Risco said something else slick. Like, man, you know, when they came back out, I'm like, yeah, y'all bitch ass nigga, you ain't gonna do shit with it. Risco like said something, you know, whatever, nigga. Yeah, yeah. So I hop up, like, nigga, what you say? And this nigga got a gun on him. And see, that's how I know I'm blowed, man. That drunk could get you killed. Man, the good thing that, you know, we love each other, man. I hopped up, because if it was another nigga, he probably would have bust me out. I hopped up, like, nigga, what you say, nigga? Such, such, such. And I popped him in his motherfucking mouth with a slap. Bah! You know, and I ain't catch the nigga like I coulda. You know what I'm saying? I just did a little pop on him, popped his face real fast, like, bah! Just to show him, like, nigga, I could fuck you up. You know what I mean? Gave him a little slap across his mouth and shit, like, bitch. Like, boy, I could really fuck you up. You better stop playing. And so like, oh, you know, his brother like, come on, fight, you tripping. And they grabbed me, and I think Rich Golden took off or something. You know what I mean? I'm so motherfucking blown. I turn back around. Here comes a little beer bottle. Hit me dead in my head. Bing! You know, that, man, I'm a demon. That shit ain't staggered me. You know what I mean? I ain't falling up, but what stopped me, it cut me. It hit me with the corner of that motherfucker. You know, you hit a motherfucker with a corner of the bottle, it'll split your shit. And it cut my motherfucking forehead open, blooming. Blood was dripping down. I'm like, motherfucker. And when he hit me, my nigga Dave grabbed him like, bitch. Grabbed Risco like, what the fuck you doing? And they take off across the street. Wow. And I'm sitting out there. I took my jacket off and my shirt. I took my shirt off, like, you know, and stopped and put it on my bleeding. And then I just went in full fucking rage mode. They done walked down to the store while I'm putting this little shit on my head and getting myself together, getting the blood and stuff. And I pull around to the store, and I hopped out on fucking rage mode, man. And I had them niggas up there running. They could have bust me. That's they showed me love. But Risco and them, they ran, boom, ran around the corner. They ran around the corner, got in there, and his brother Wing came out, and I tried to fight Wing, but Wing was too fast for me. He was backpedaling, running on me and shit, backing up. And you know, that shit ain't really one shit. You know what I mean? Cause we was back cool in a few days. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, I was bad the next day. And wanted to do something to them niggas, you know, cause just being an asshole, being mad. But I really wasn't, you know what I mean? Cause I already took the blame for myself for starting all that shit. I'm like, man, I ain't had to, you know, put my hands on that nigga and slap that nigga and all that dumb ass shit and calling them niggas all out their names, cause the niggas, you know, they're really on my side. And you know, I was like, man, I ain't had to. Even though I ain't gonna lie, I'd be a liar if I said it ain't crossed my mind sometimes to wreck him, you know, after that shit. Like, I'd be sitting around and be like, man, nigga hit me with a bar, I should beat that nigga. You know, and I done thought that a couple times, man. But I'd be like, man, I'm tripping, man. You know, that's my nigga, man. You know, and I started that shit. Now, if I didn't start that shit and the nigga hit me with a bottle, they probably wouldn't be living, or they'd be smashed, beat so motherfucking bad. You know what I mean? If a nigga fuck with me, but I had sometimes you gotta, you know, the man in you gotta come out and know when you was wrong. And I ain't gonna lie, I was wrong. You know what I mean? I was wrong for that shit. So I got hit, and the shit ain't, you know, it wasn't no devastating. Ain't no nigga knocked me out or nothing. It just caught me. This shit ain't even hurt either, but it just caught me with the corner of that motherfucker, split my shit, and I was drinking so motherfucking much. That's what made that blood pump out. And I got a little mark from that shit, you know. And man, it be all respect when I see my niggas after that. You know, my nigga, I still fuck with them on the daily or whenever I see them. Cut their hair, everything. You know what I mean? It's my motherfucking round, man. I love them boys, man. But I ain't gonna lie, I did be on some bullshit after that couple times. Like, man, I should beat this nigga ass. That demon come out of nigga sometimes. But you know, and he ain't never go around bragging on it or nothing. He was like, you know, he apologized. We apologized to each other. Was hugging and got some more drinks. You know, a little while after that shit. You know, just all respect, man. You know, and he ain't brag because niggas in the hood done told me I was on some bullshit going around asking niggas like, was that nigga bragging on that shit? They like, hell no, man. That nigga said he wished that shit ain't never happened and shit like that, you know. But yeah, nigga, every nigga shit that happened to me too on Little Woods. See, I done got my ass split before. Got hit with a bottle before in the woods. Nigga, I ain't win them all. I ain't knocked everybody out. Nigga, out here some shit still can happen to you out here, nigga, especially when you out drunk, drinking and shit. But that's what I don't do. I learned the lesson from that shit too. I don't be out here all drunk like that. Because if I was sober, ain't no way no nigga could have hit me with no motherfucking bottle like that. Cause I would have seen really, if it was another nigga, it wasn't him, I would have just fired on the nigga and knocked the nigga out. But it was him, I was giving him a little warning and popped his face, you know what I mean? If it was somebody else, I wouldn't have been in that situation because I wouldn't have started it. Now, if a nigga would have started with me, it would have been all feet and hands, you know what I mean? And if a motherfucker would have hit me with a bottle, I would have came back and I don't want to say what I. Niggas know what I would have did. It would have been some iron slanging or something. Yeah, but man, that's just another episode, man. I'm gonna come with another one later. One love.